guys, Miniature Wargaming, how's it going? It's another Monday. Welcome to the third episode in a series called The Sons of Russ and Guilliman. It's an in-depth look at the building of my Ultramarines Space Wolves army. So far, I've gotten a couple of squads done, an Ultramarines squad, a combat squad. I've got I think, what is it, 12-man squad, a Blood Claws done up. That's including a Wolf Guard leader for them. I have a Ultramarines librarian who's got some base coats to him, and what will be either a Wolf Lord or a Wolf Guard battle leader for my Space Wolves. And I also have, what else? I have a drop pod that is in the midst of being painted, and a plasma obliterator, which is going to be accompanying these fine warriors in a battle. This one, I gave some hints on, what was it, Wednesday, on both the Facebook page and my Instagram page about some other models. I finally got some adhesive, some metal glue, super glue, I should say, and I was able to put these guys together. Other than that, I haven't had a chance to do much. Life getting in the way and all that, but I am steadily building these guys up. And yeah, that's sort of where I am now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down to a tabletop view, or table down view, I should say. The tabletop. My brain's not working. It's Monday. What do you want? And I'm gonna show off what I've got here, and we'll throw it together for you. So we're gonna go down there now. All right, so here we are, and I'm gonna pan over for the big reveal. I got old school Wolfen. That's right, the old metal guys from the original 13th Black Crusade. Hence why I needed the super glue. There you go. So there they are. The gentleman there with the toothy chainsword, he's, I guess, sort of the de facto leader. I'm not sure if we're going to have obviously I can't have the upgrades that the new Wolfen have. They just don't come with them. These are the old school guys. But yeah. So I got these from a friend of mine, same place I got the Blood Claws. So I'm pretty happy with these guys. They're going to be fantastic. I love the rules for them. Things like being able to run and charge, the bounding lope rule, death frenzy. So basically, death frenzy, I love. You get to attack. And so yeah, it says if a model in this unit is slain in the fight subphase, it can, at the end of the current initiative step, pile in a fight before being removed as a casualty. The model can do this even as already fought in this phase. So being initiative 5 is fantastic. So they get to go in, do a bunch of damage, and then if they get taken down in a subsequent sub-fight, they get to try and take things down again. It's pretty cool. They have acute senses, and they shall know no fear, bulky, counterattack, feel no pain, rage, all the cool stuff that a true ancient Space Wolf should have. The best thing, though, one of my favorite things is Curse of the Wolfen. That's a fantastic rule. One, because it works on them. So basically, what happens is any non-vehicle Space Marine, I think it's within 6 inches of the Wolfen are affected. It's greater for Blood Claws. I'll get to that in a second. And I believe it's 12 inches, and it's 3 inches for Long Fangs. Long Fangs obviously being the veterans of a Space Wolf company, so it's harder for them to be affected by that bestial rage. They've learned to control it. But at the start of your turn, after you roll for reserves, everybody's affected has to roll on a table. I think they get to pick what is it? I think they get to pick either hunt or a kill table, depending on where they are. I believe those that aren't in combat get hunt. Those that are in combat get the kill table. And basically, these just make your units insanely powerful. It gets you extra stuff. For instance, if you're hunting, if you're not in close combat, and say you're a pretty angry, pretty large sized Blood Claw squad like I have, and you roll 4 or 5, you get bestial swiftness. You can add 3 inches to the maximum move distance of all models in affected unit when they move in the movement phase, when they run, and when they make charge moves. So you're adding extra 3 inches so you get a 9-inch move.
potentially a 15-inch charge. It's pretty nasty stuff. So yeah, these guys are definitely going to be the next. Definitely going to go in the army. They'll be held in reserve until it's time for them to come out. Means I have to use at this point 3 different books. May have to actually get digital downloads for all that stuff just to make it easier to carry around. But yeah, a fantastic squad of guys. Now, as I did say, I won't be able to use. Where is he? I won't be able to use this guy. Will be sort of the de facto leader, even though I won't actually be able to use that upgrade if I want to play them. Obviously, competitively or in a store, what have you. It's someone I don't know. Mostly because they aren't armed with the upgrades that these guys are supposed to get. I can't take the giant axe or those frost blades. Um, yeah, there's a great frost axe, 2 frost claws, thunder hammer, storm shield. I can't really do that. Could perhaps maybe where is he on one of them? I'm not sure. Be able to switch out, maybe something like that. Switch out. Maybe this guy switch out a hand maybe to put a storm shield in there, and maybe another hand to add a power a thunder hammer, but that's just a lot of cutting through metal that I really don't feel like doing. But yeah, so this is the next squad. I put them on this little piece here for just display purposes. But yeah, so that'll be the next. I think this will be the last thing I pick up to build for a while. I think the next step is to get everything properly painted, and then go from there. I've got the combat squad finished. I do intend to add more guys to that, as I showed in the last video. But I think I'll put off building anything more. I think I have suitably enough now to really begin getting down to the nitty gritty of painting all this stuff. Um, the combat squad is done. I'll have to get the drop pod done, the blood claws, the wolf lord slash battle leader, the librarian, and the plasma obliterator, and these guys done. And then after that's finished, after I've got them all suitably painted up and detailed, then I will go on to other things. So that is my update right now. I'm going to head back to a non-table down view.
So there you have it, guys. That is, it's a shorter update this time, just because I'm really getting down nitty gritty of school again. I intend to keep up with this though, because it's a lot of fun and it's a great way to kind of have some what's the word I'm looking for? One of my friends, Mythos, there used it, therapy. Gamers need therapy. Yes, we do. And this is sort of my therapy at the end of a long week. The weekend comes. I've had a long week. Want to get things done, but I also want to have some fun. That's where these guys come in. And again, I'm the reason why you'll see a lot of older models in my army. I mean, I have obviously some newer stuff. The drop pods, not the newest thing, but obviously it's newer. Um, those new Marines from the paint set. But most of my models will be older. That's just the way I like to build my armies. I've been in, like I said, wow, almost a year ago now. I've been doing this for 20 plus years. So when I get my chance to get like some of these old models, there's the nostalgia factor. I remember when the first 13th Black Crusade came out, when I should say the first, when they did it last time, before they kind of retconned everything and sort of streamlined to what it is now, where they're releasing all this new stuff. These guys were cool. I actually had a 13th Company Space Marine army from that codex. I never got my chance to get my hand on these guys. I never wanted them. They were gone because these things sold like hotcakes. Everybody wanted them. Because it was at that point a tie to the Horus Heresy, and at that point when this came out, there was no book series, there was no game for it. It was sort of just a thing that happened in the past, and that you could kind of try and play out, but there were no Primarchs. No one knew what anybody looked like. There wasn't the fantastic background that's been built up now. But yeah, no, I had a whole ton of 13th Company Space Wolves covered in all sorts of chaos armor. I had a wolf priest, a rune priest, I should say. Sorry, the old one with the axe in the air and the plasma pistol. Um, I had bikers and everything with it. I think I sold it off, or I don't know. I got rid of it somewhere along the line. But it was a fantastic army. It was like an army of heroes. Everybody had really high stat lines, much like these Wolfen do. But it was points heavy, and you lost guys quick. But you still had lots of guys. You had the Curse of the Wolf, and it was different. It was a fantastic little list. It was great. It was probably the best list of that book. There was an Ulthway list. There was a mutant list. There was this 13th company list in there, and there was also the Cadian list, and that's where things like the Kazarkin and the Sanctioned Psychers came in, that we have now. Uh, that's where they came in. They weren't the Kazarkin weren't supposed to be replacement for stormtroopers the same way. They were the Cadian version of a stormtrooper that was trained 100 specifically to fight on Cadia. Well, obviously Cadia's been blown up, so this version now is completely different than the old one. The old one, Cadia still stood. I think in the end, Chaos won, but just barely. It was sort of a they now have sort of an easier access into the back then into the Imperium as a whole. Now it's like blown wide open. They're right through. Um, but yeah, so I'm ended it there. It was just a quick update, really. Haven't really had a chance to paint anything. I was busy also putting these guys together because I had to cut a lot of flash off, and I actually had to score some of the parts as well in the feet because they just weren't sticking for some reason. I'm not sure why, but now they're all together. They're solid. 5 Wolfen will be there to help fight with my Ultramarines and my Space Wolves. Man, I love these models. They're absolutely fantastic. The faces, I just love them. And this one here has got a demonette head, and I'm talking the old school demonette head in his fist, right? And he uses that's it's just the detail on these guys. They've got the fetishes, whether it's the space, like they've got the wolf tails, they've got the necklaces, um, and like I said, like they do have some chaos parts to him as well. This guy looks like he's got legs that have the chaos stuff on it. I know this guy has a bit of a chaos shoulder pad on. Basically, the wolf and no, I don't know the models too well, the new ones yet. I haven't had a chance to look at them, but I don't think the new ones have all that chaos stuff on them. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But back when this one there, it was basically they would be in a fight and they'd have to replace their armor somewhere. They'd had no armory, so they'd literally rip it off the dead Chaos Space Marines and thunk it on their armor, repair it as best they could. Yeah, I mean this guy's got a non-functioning bolt pistol. I love him. Just he's blazing away with a bolt pistol that just doesn't work. Well, it might, but it looks like it's pretty badly damaged. There's holes in it, so I think it's more just for show. This guy is just kind of barehanded. Again, he's still got the. You can see he's got some of his armor's taped up almost. There's some chaos bits to it. He's got the wolf fetishes still. The sergeant, obviously, or not sergeant, but the I guess the wolf guard leader here. He's actually the only one I think that actually has a space wolf symbol on his shoulder plate. I don't know if you can see that very well right there. Wait, he's got a space wolf symbol there. I'm trying to get that in the light. It's a bit tough. He's got a extra space wolf symbol. But yeah, fantastic models, old school. Love them a lot though. But yeah, that was sort of a long run on. I love old models. There's still a lot of character to them. Yes, they don't have the detail now. If you look at my blood claws compared to um, the model that Mythos sent me, there's no comparison. The new plastics, the new mold, the way they make the molds, the way they design the models, so much detail. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm not knocking new models at all. I just prefer old ones for certain things. But yes, all right, guys, thanks for tuning in again. As always, if you like what you saw, please share it, subscribe. When I see that number go up, it means more to me than you know. It means I'm reaching more people. I'm sharing my love of the hobby with you. Uh, I hope you guys had a fun time. I'll see you later. I'm gonna keep working on these guys some more. Start getting some more stuff painted up. So next Monday I'll have even more for you. And as always, please send more questions. I'm going to be doing a Q&A today as well. It'll be coming up after this one. But send more questions, please. And I'll, until next time, guys. See you later.